Geographic Information System, GIS, is a collection of software and hardware that allows you to create, visualize, query, and analyze geospatial data. Geospatial data refers to information on the geographical location of specific entities. This often involves the use of geographic coordinates such as latitude and longitude. Spatial data is another term that is often used. Terms that are still in use are geographical data, GIS, maps, location data, coordinated data, and spatial geometry data. Applications using geospatial data perform a variety of functions. The function of geospatial application that is the easiest to understand is to create a folder. Programs for mapping take geospatial data and geographically represent them to us, usually on a computer screen or printed page. These applications can present static map, a simple image, or dynamic maps that user can adapt to their needs in a program or in a website. The common but mistaken assumption is that GIS applications serve only to make maps. The analysis of geospatial data is another primary function to geospatial applications. Some typical types of analysis are the computer operations of determining, such as distance between geographic locations, area of certain geographical region, which geographical object overlap other, the number or amount of overlapping objects, the number of cities in a certain distance from some other site, etc. This may seem simplified, but it is applicable in many ways in many disciplines. The analysis result can be displayed on the map, but are often tabulated in form of reports. Now let's talk about MapGuide. MapGuide is a server which provides fast access to raster and vector data, as well as alphanumeric search of the same, but parcel number and address, for example. Unlike desktop solutions, server allows us to work without any need for software installation by the user. Everything is run through a browser which today each computer device have if you have an operating system. Depending on your device, the decoration interface may look different. On the first launch, the program looks like this, and the interface is divided into 4 categories. First, basic menu with icons. Second, layers, selection, and tasks. Third, map. Fourth, status panel. By calling MapGuide server, we can see the whole area of municipality with all the associated layers. First, we talk about main menu. This menu, which is standard for almost all computer applications with graphical user interface, provides access to various programs. Many functions can be activated by clicking on an appropriate icon on the board. Most of the tools is not need to explain because their function is extremely common and logical. Some have more complex functionality. Maps icon. In case of the multiple folders set to a specific server interface, we can make a choice. If we set the interface with so-called external maps like Google, Bing or OSM with external providers function, we make a selection of folders that serve as background. With function view, we quickly light and put on the interface elements. When we choose option print, in a new tab page is generated print with map and legend. Refresh restores the content of the folder. It is useful in the rare cases when something wrong is drawn. Radial selection of entities on the map. By selecting the entity receiving the report of their attributes in a selection window to the side. We can see the attributes related to parcel in the event that the selected layers more and more entities in the same layer make a selection from a drop-down menu. Polygon selection that is made by draw a polygon around the entities that wish to select. Left-click the mouse to draw a polygon, double-click to close. The selection results can be seen the same as the radial selection. If you want the fastest way to clean up the selection, use Clear Selection tool. Measuring distances and surfaces. The measurement results appear on the map as well as the space for task. Feature Info is a tool that gives us the basic information in the window for task. After starting, choose the first layer and the way of selection, and since we work selection, Data such as size and number of the selected attributes appear in a report. Query is an advanced search. It opens in a window for the tasks. In there, first we choose the layer that we want before we ask. Then we were offered the choice of the column at which we want to look. It is necessary to enter the text and choose will it be at the beginning, anywhere in the text, or the text that we entered will be identical to the query typed. In the field value, enter the text. It is necessary to select the column from which we will list the results for output as well as delimit the number of results. Default is 100. Finally, we click on Execute to do a query and get results in a space below. With Theme tool, we change the appearance of layer. By selecting this option, the command appears in a space of tasks. First selected layer that we want to change our topic is called for a given layer and then it changes color, transparency, etc. It is possible to select a column from the attributes table from which to generate the aforementioned details. Redline tool is a practical tool for drawing. First we choose the source of native format. Then choose what type of object we draw. It is desirable to assign a name to each attribute. We close the task for drawing by clicking on Close and get the opportunity to record him and so share with someone. If we make .sdf, we can send it to someone who uses AutoCAD. If we record as .kml, we can open it any Google Earth program on computer. Select is a tool that is very often used. It shows all attributes related to select entity in the window for selection. Unlike radial and polygon selection, with this tool we can select just one entity and get its features. These are the standard tools that we use to zoom and move around the map, and the icon of the tool itself shows what it does. One more window that is really important to us is Legend window. The legend is used to show the content of the map for settings of layers and turning on and off elements of the map. The checkbox on the left side of the name is used to activate or deactivate the layer. The layer can be vector, raster, or a group. If you look at the icon next to the name, you can see which kind of layer it is. Also useful information is which color is the selected layer, which is also seen next to the name. All this time we were looking at the map. This is the main work window. The picture we see is the window depends on loaded layers. The map and the layer are closely connected, and when the layer is turned off or its look is changed, the change is also visible on a map. The map can be zoomed with the scroll wheel or with the icons. The moving is done by mouse or by arrows on the keyboard. If we wish, we can move and zoom the map using the controls in the upper right corner of the map window. Last part is a status bar. In this space, we can see information about the coordinates in the selected coordinating system of the map, how many entities are currently selected, the ratio of the map, vertical and horizontal distance on the current map view in the meters, and in the end, the logo of MapGuide.